This video is for teacher use. It is to help you instruct your students, especially our younger scholars, on how to create a presentation. The first thing that they're going to do, of course, is they're going to open PowerPoint. Depending on which operating system your computer lab has, it's important that you show them how to get to PowerPoint, whether that's using the search feature and typing in POW, or having them search for the icon. I recommend having the search feature be used and type in POW. Once it's open, you're going to have them click on the very first one, which is blank. And then from here, you're going to say, hey, look at the big letter, boys and girls. That's where you're going to type. So depending on what topic you have decided to do your presentation on, for instance, I believe that all of us have a poetry unit, and so I recommend doing an I am me poem. Then in the bottom, this is where they type in their name. If they just want to type in their first name, they're more than welcome to. If they know their last name, go ahead and do that. And I would tell them, boys and girls, go ahead and type your name and see what happens. Now, on maybe the first day, this is as far as you get, and that is fine. But make sure that they save to their user folder. And you're going to instruct that by having them find the big F up at the top, that file. And then when they do, and this is going to take some time, so make sure that they for sure know how to save by that first day. You're going to do a save as, my computer, and then make sure they save it to their user folder. Have them find their name. Now, I would recommend just not even having them rename their file. I think I am me is great if they want to change it to their name. If they want to change it just to the number 1, that's fine. Then press save. And maybe that's all that you get done on day 1, and that's fine. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add a new slide. So how are you going to instruct a student to do that? Well, you can tell them, once they're on the screen again, just to go to that square with the sun on it, okay, or the star. And then it's already going to put a content slide. So maybe on the first one they write, I am not a dog. Okay, now tell them to do another new slide. And you're going to do the exact same thing. Just have them click on that slide. I am not a frog. Again, another new slide. I am not a log. Okay, it's okay if they're not rhyming at this point, depending on what grade level you are. And then that last slide maybe is, I am me. And then they can put Jessica, or they're going to put their name clearly. The next thing that you need to do is you need to have them select a different font, a different background, or something like that. And the best way to do it, depending on your grade level, is to just simply pick a theme. So I recommend just having them find the big D and go to design and pick a theme. And it's okay if they're picking this one. You're not going to print it, you're fine. Just have them look, and maybe their favorite color is purple. Okay, that's already going to change some of your fonts. It's going to change your background. It's going to change the layout, and that's what we want them to achieve. You want them to select something that they like and that they think looks good. All right. So now, something else that you're going to teach them to do is to insert a picture. So have them find number 2, for instance. So I am not a dog is what I did. Down here in the text portion, there's other icons, a table, a graph. You can do different layers, but what you want them to do is go to online pictures. So have them, and you might really need to show them how to do this, but they're going to click there, and then if they can spell dog, you're good. And maybe they just insert their favorite dog, and all they do is click it and press insert. And there it is. It's already centered and everything. Now, you shouldn't show them how to move it. Let's say they want to put 2 puppy dogs. They can. But I think that this is a huge undertaking, and I think that this is pretty impressive if we can have our younger scholars do this. Notice that it says I am not. If you wanted them to, you could have them insert and go to shapes, and they could draw an X, or they can insert that multiplication sign. It's up to you. The only thing that I don't like is that that multiplication sign is so big that it blocks it out. And it's kind of sad when you cross out that dog. It depends, of course, on your project. If you do an I am poem, then that's great. I am not a frog. Again, they click on slide 3. They find that world with the picture. They can type in frog. They find the coolest frog that they like, and they press insert. Something that you could do, and I can attach it and tell you where to grab it, is you could have them in class go ahead and work on their poem part, and then during computer lab is when they actually type it, and so that they don't have to ask you how to spell certain words. They're already written down. All they have to do is find the letter. I am not a log. This one might be a little difficult to find. Oh, it actually wasn't that hard to find at all. So there's a bunch of log cabins. I am just going to select this one. Looks like a pile of logs. All right. And then I am me, Jessica. So you have multiple choices here. What you could do is you could have them just write their name. And then if you wanted to, you could teach them how to use that big A with the arrow to just make their name super big, make sure it fits, and then they can go back and they can delete that. Okay. Now, something else that you could have them do is you could have them go to ABCI Paint, and they could draw a self-portrait, or they can go to Paint on their computer. What I like about ABCI Paint is whenever they save it, they can just save the picture to their desktop, and then they can just insert it that way. So I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. I'm going to go to Google, and it doesn't want to open, but that's okay. We're going to open it a different way. I'm going to go to ABC, Paint, which this link can be found on those thing links that are under each grade level on the technology curriculum. And I can also add it to your students tab for each campus. Just let me know if that's something that you're interested in. So in here, they would draw a picture, which they have a mouse, so they might be a little bit better. They might get a little bit upset. They might get frustrated, but that's okay. Just have them practice. So you draw eyes, let's say. You draw a mouse. And maybe this is all you do in computer lab one day, drawing self-portraits. And then you draw hair. Oh my goodness, I'm just beautiful. Oh wow. Put some volume in that one. That looks great. Okay. And I'm actually just not even. Okay, it's starting to look a little bit like a spider or something. Let's say that I draw my chin, which is right next to my mouth. That looks great. Okay. Now, to save it, all they do is they press that save, and they would click on desktop. If they can't find desktop, definitely direct them to do so. But if you notice, it's already on desktop. So then from here, they can just say me. They can title it number 1. They can keep it the way it is. It's up to you and up to your student. Then when they go back to their PowerPoint, if they backspace, and you go to the computer, it's going to insert a picture from your computer. When I click on desktop, there is that beautiful picture of myself that I drew, and then that's their presentation. Then they press save, and they are done. Now this is a month-long project. If you need more time, feel free to take more time. If you'd rather do this as a partner project, you're more than welcome to. If your students are truly struggling, please be sure to contact me. And you can always just do it as a Word document. But I would love for them to really try to do a PowerPoint presentation. Then you could have them actually present it. I think that this would be great for a end of the year project. It'd be great to show parents at your graduation. And whenever they're in that classroom, you can say, and now I'm going to present this student, and this is who they are. And it's something that they'll have in their user folder as long as they're in CISD for quite some time. Now, I am going to show you the Word document real quick that you could do instead. And all they would do is download this from the website, the technology website, and then they fill in the blanks. Now you could instead just print it out, and then they have to go in and type, which I recommend you do so they're practicing their typing. And it's pretty much the same thing as they just put in their different images and things like that. That's up to you, but please let's push our students to do the most that they can. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you so much for all your hard work.